Hello, my friends. My name is Evelyn Joy, and welcome back to my channel. My apologies to people who tried to watch this earlier when I had it scheduled to happen earlier today. I ended up having a Zoom meeting, parents as teachers, that I had forgotten about. So this is a prolonged video. I apologize for that. But yes, good morning, everyone. A subscriber of mine who's also a VIP Kid teacher shared with me an article and wanted me to share it on my YouTube channel, and it's definitely worth looking at. I covered some of this information with a different article, but that article was shorter and not as much information was given in it. This article has a lot more information in it for us to dive into. Now, I have people that sometimes don't like my opinions that I give, so that's fine. I try my best to find out the facts for you guys because there's a lot of hearsay. There's a lot of he said, she said, I heard this, I heard that, secondhand, thirdhand information obviously going on in Facebook groups. And some people say, no, VIP Kid will last for eternity. And some say, tomorrow is the end. And so I try my best to be level-headed and share the information. Then I also give my opinion. Some people don't want to agree with that, and that's okay. That's what opinions are. Advice is at a take it or leave it basis, right? And opinions are, you're entitled to yours, I'm entitled to mine. There we go. So yeah. So how I usually format my videos is I give you guys the facts, I stutter through reading, and you guys see, wow, what a miracle that she's even a teacher, right? I'm fluent in 2 languages, but I do get nervous and stutter when reading, so I apologize that. And with Chinese names, it just makes it harder. And sometimes I pronounce things wrong, and people let me know in the comments. And I appreciate you guys correcting my Chinese pronunciation because I am here to learn as well. So I'm just sharing the information. I'm sharing my screen, and here we go. Let's dive into this article. So sorry that this is later than originally planned. Okay. All right. Chinese government to crack down on underground private tutoring market. The Education Ministry posted a decree on Wednesday. So today is Friday. So this is 2 days ago. Yesterday, I shared a video about another article about the same type of information, but this article goes much more in depth. This is the South China Morning Post. So this article is coming from China, translated into English. There are sweet little students standing in line in their beautiful little uniforms with their masks on. As a teacher who has taught kids in China online for almost 4 years, seeing this picture, I feel much more emotionally connected to the children in the picture, having known I might have even taught some of them, you know, probably not with how big the population is, but you know, I've met many children just like that, and I have gotten to know them as my little students and friends. Okay, that is neither here nor there. Let's begin the article. Sorry, guys. They're so cute. Okay. China has spent the last few months reforming the domestic education industry. All right. The Chinese Ministry of Education issued a decree on Wednesday. Doesn't decree sound so like authoritarian? I don't know. Okay. The Chinese Ministry of Education issued a decree on Wednesday that said it would close loopholes. Oh, that's look at that. Everybody's like, oh, my company, whatever company I have, is going to find all the loopholes, right? So they're going to close the loopholes used by some companies to circumvent recent crackdown on private tutoring industry. I also had someone commenting yesterday that they kind of thought maybe by my wording that I was accusing VIP Kid of trying to create loopholes. I didn't mean to sound that way, so I apologize. I'm just trying to share the information as it comes out. Okay, the edicts were posted on the ministry's website and said the government would clean up unlicensed organizations or individuals who are providing after-school tutoring by calling their services consulting, home economics, live-in teachers, or crowd-funded private tutors. The announcement also said authorities would punish people who provided off-hours tutoring, distributed taped lessons. Oh, taped lessons, tutored via instant messaging. Guys, listen to this. Tutored via instant messaging, or organized tutoring sessions at homes, hotels, coffee shops, or conflated academic lessons with technology, sports, or art camps. In some places, after-school tutoring has gone underground to avoid supervision, which has affected the implementation of the policy and cause adverse effects. We need to guide all regions to resolutely investigate and punish these acts, it said. Here are our lovely students studying at school so hard. I had 3 classes with students this morning in China, and they were talking about how stressful their tests are. Okay. China has issued a series of reforms targeting the country's once booming private tutoring industry. It is unclear at the moment how authorities will intend to carry out the new measures. I apologize that I'm probably most likely going to pronounce this name wrong. Let's see. Is it? No. Xiangbingqi, or Xiangbingqi. I apologize. The deputy director of the Shanghai-based 21st Century Education Research Institute said the supervisory department can inspect, investigate, and punish the tutoring sector through national oversight and use different means. I'm going to highlight this so you see it well. Use different means to get more reports. However, it is quite difficult to obtain evidence and investigate cases if the industry goes underground. This statement, I feel like, is super telling. And for that reason, I'm going to reread it so that we can let it soak into our brains. Because sometimes you're just reading and you don't think about what you're reading, right? The supervisory department can inspect, investigate, and punish tutoring sectors, the tutoring sector through national oversight and use different means to get more reports. However, it is quite difficult to obtain evidence and investigate cases if the industry goes underground. This reminds me of the Christian church, how it was illegal to be a Christian, and then China made it legal, but they said you have to have a state church and you can only teach this kind of gospel about the government, basically, and we'll let you have state churches. And then they stripped people of those and they tore down the churches and they punished the people that didn't. So to win, it's much easier for them to observe everything that's going on and obtain evidence and all of that. So it's an interesting thing. The country's top economic planner said on Monday that local governments should establish mandatory benchmark fees and tuition ranges for legal tutoring companies. Okay, so I saw someone on Facebook, this is off topic a little bit. Someone on Facebook mentioned December 31st, 2021, that VIP Kid would have to be a non-for-profit company by December 31st, 2021. And I said, where did you see that date? And she sent me the article, and I have the article saved. But yeah, it does say in the Chinese mandates that by December 31st, 2021, that all tutoring companies have to be non-profit by then. So that leads me to believe our jobs will definitely not last into 2022, I believe. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. There's a video here. The National Development and Reform Commission notice said any tuition priced higher than the baseline could only be 10% more expensive, and it set an end of the year deadline. There you go. End of the year deadline to submit the pricing structures. So in other words, VIP Kids is going to be included in this. All tutoring companies are included in this, that by the end of the year, by December 31st, 2021, they have to have their pricing to where it's nonprofit. So VIP is not going to be profitable anymore. And the people that think that we're going to circumvent this, it's just not going to happen. It's just the government. I'm telling you the facts of what's happening, and you can either believe it or not believe it. The sweeping crackdown on private tutoring officially began in July, when China's State Council, its top administrative body, announced a new set of guidelines to ease the burden of young students. The rules apply to kids going through mandatory education, which applies to all students below senior secondary school age. The new guidelines ordered local government to stop approving new tutoring companies, forced existing companies to become nonprofit organizations, eliminated classes on weekends and holidays, and banned tutoring companies from receiving foreign investment. Oops. Once again, I'm going to probably say his last name wrong. I think it's Xiang. I'm not sure. After the reforms, there were concerns that the strict rules would create a black market because the demand for private tutoring is still huge, said Xiang. And it has created a black market. I mean, I already know people. They might not like it being called a black market, though. There could be in-service teachers and tutors, some even calling themselves live-in nannies. Some training institutions could also send tutors to homes, he said. I mean, I know there are probably Americans coming over right now to try to do that kind of deal. Some of the top companies in China, including Wall Street English and Jurin Education, have struggled to stay in business, while others tried to find avenues that allowed them to operate without violating regulations. Private in-house tutors come more popular after the reforms. The Southern Metropolis News reported this week. The paper quoted agencies that advertise these tutors as nutritionists, gym teachers, or nursery teachers. A staff member from the after-school tutoring giant TAL Education Group told the South China Morning Post they would only teach children on weekends and offered recorded tutoring videos as an alternative product. So, sorry. So this is what TAL Education is doing. They would only, did I say weekends? I meant weekdays. They would only teach children on weekdays and offered recorded tutoring videos and as an alternative product. So that's something we're seeing with VIP Kid, right? Not that they're necessarily already offering the recordings, but they are collecting the recordings to do that in the future. Officials from the city of Nantong in eastern China's Jiangsu province issued an official statement on Tuesday that encouraged residents to report offline tutorial classes. Whistleblowers would receive 200 yuan. That's $31 US reward. Okay, so whistleblowers are being paid money, $31, to let people know whenever they hear about people doing some offline tutorial classes, right? All right. It is quite difficult to obtain evidence and investigate cases in the industry. We already read that. Investigate cases if the industry goes underground. Okay. Besides the crackdown on tutoring agencies, other national education reforms pushed for homework reduction in schools, demand no exams for 1 year and no exams for year 1 and year 2 primary students, and called for the elimination of ranking based on test results. They sound like good ideas. Some people hailed the decision to reduce workload. Others worried that students will be less prepared for the tests because there have been few changes to China's highly competitive school entrance exams, the most notable being the Gaokao for universities. Valid points, valid points. That's the end of the article. I'm going to scroll up and see if there's any sound on this video that they had. Yeah, there is. Let me get it. 1 second.
未成年人的这种健康成长的角度来讲，就是在周末的时间，在节假日的时间，包括在寒暑假的时间，实际上我们应该把这个童年去还给孩子，就是让他们有充分的休息娱乐的时间。那么这样呢，他们在学期才能够更好的学习。
It's a quite tough journey because like 3 months ago you're expecting like, oh, regulation may only like ban certain subjects or areas, where right now like it keeps changing and we know there will be upcoming new rules as well. So that means like transformation period can be like a bit bumpy as well. Our customers and us need to like adapt to the new trend for sure.
Interesting. So yeah. So with all due respect, now I'm giving my opinion. So you guys are welcome to take it or leave it. In my opinion, and I keep saying this, and people disagree with me, and that's okay. Advice is on a take it or leave it basis, and opinions are on a, this is my opinion, you're entitled to yours, I'm entitled to mine. In my opinion, China doesn't want us teaching their students much longer, meaning the government. In my opinion, even private tutoring is being cracked down on, even if you're not under a company. In my opinion, you need to diversify outside of China. I apologize if this is hurtful information to hear, but would you rather have a friend who tells you the truth, even if it's a hard truth, or have a friend who just tells you what you want to hear? In American culture, we tend to only say nice things to people's face, say the tough stuff behind their back. In other cultures, they say the tough stuff to your face. I'm telling you some tough stuff to your face. And the tough stuff is you need to diversify outside of China because China doesn't want us teaching them much longer. By December 31st, 2021, at the very latest, all of these companies, including VIP Kid, are required to be nonprofit. Okay, I'm sorry that this is hurtful news, but be thankful that you're not with one of the companies. I mean, you may be with one of the companies like GoGo Kid. Be thankful that you're not with one of the companies that you've already been let go and you're left scrambling. I don't want that to happen to those of you who are watching who work for companies that are still open right now. Now is the time to find other avenues of income. I believe with my heart of hearts that you will be paid for the work that you do. So you may continue working the hours that they allow you to while looking for other things. We can be dually focused just as they are dually focused, you know? I do not blame the companies for the policies of the government, but I do blame the companies for ways that they sometimes mishandle things. So I apologize that this is happening, but let's look at this in a positive light, right? What a miracle it was that China allowed us to teach their students. For me, for the last almost 4 years, for other people, 5, 6 years. What a blessing to have made relationships and made friendships with little kids and families in China. And now that opportunity is being closed to us, but we have learned skills that we can use in other areas. You may be able to earn more money as an out-school teacher or for another company. You may have learned schools. You may have learned skills that will help you become a YouTuber or help you. I don't know what you're going to do, but let me know. Let me know. When sometimes if we have a job that seems so good to us, we never are motivated to seek other avenues, other possibilities for other jobs because we have it good where we're at. But there may be bigger and better job opportunities out there. So dive into that because now is the time to get looking. Feel free to keep working as much as you want for these China-based companies as long as they let you. I believe they will pay you for the time that you have worked. That's my belief. I believe that they're going to be ethical. I could be wrong. That's also just an opinion. But they have been ethical up until now. But now is the time to find your backup plan. Now is the time to apply and get started. Also, maybe more than one backup plan. Maybe one of them will be an online teaching job backup plan. Maybe one of them will be offline. There are plenty of businesses that are hiring right now. I can't tell you what you should do. This is not about me promoting my referral code. This is about you paying your bills. And that's my 2 cents about that. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I would rather you know what's going on and be fully informed about what's going on rather than confused about hearsay or whatever. And that's just what I'm trying to share. So yeah, I'm going to see what Teacher Kelly says. Teacher Kelly says, yes, coming out with a video soon about what opportunities VIP Kid led me to. Yeah, so check out Teacher Kelly Tag's channel. Also check out Rebecca F's channel. Rebecca F, so you see this teacher name sign right here? My sweet friend Cheryl Lynn, she sent me this teacher name sign for free. So I paid for and ordered a teacher name sign for Rebecca F. And I look forward to her unboxing it soon. So it's on the way in the mail. I'm not going to say any more about it, but I think you'll like it. So it's not going to look like this. It's going to look different, but that's something positive, right? Okay, Teaching with Rachel says, don't worry about people who don't want you to share your opinion. Be you. Exactly. Some people are like, oh, you shouldn't be giving advice. Well, I think all advice on the internet, it comes with a take it or leave it. You know, if I give advice and oh, that's... So you're going to get a teacher name sign from Cheryl Lynn. So I interviewed Cheryl Lynn on my channel. She makes these beautiful teacher name signs, and that's a way that she's decided to pivot over the last year. She took all of her negative emotions about COVID and everything, and she started a business making door hangers, and she made this teacher name sign for me. So I was like, I want to order one like for my friend. So yeah. Oh, very good. So Rebecca F, I'm so glad you're feeling better. She's been sick. So yeah, you lost your voice and now it's back. And so you've got more videos on the way. Awesome. So yeah, I think that I can't help but share with you. One time, my aunt, she lost her job as a nanny. And she lost it in a way that she thought she would never be able to work with kids again. And she felt suicidal about it. And she came to me and I told her, I prayed with her and I told her, look, this door is being closed. God, the same Jehovah Jireh that's been providing for you, that's given you the jobs you've had before, the same Jehovah Jireh, the same God who has given you the jobs that you have had, is going to keep providing for you, is going to keep taking care of you, is going to keep giving you new jobs, right? She went on to get a better nannying position, more pay with less kids. Okay, so she went from having like 4 kids she was responsible for and less pay to having just like 1 or 2 kids, and it was more pay. So sometimes we are in a dark situation and we don't see the light. We don't see what's to come. We don't see the hope or the future, but just know that it's going to come. It's going to happen. And I look forward to hearing about how all of you are going to be provided for. You're going to find new jobs. You're going to move on and do bigger and better things, and it's going to be great. And that's what I truly believe. But the way that we don't move on to bigger and better things is by burying our heads in the sand, covering our ears and saying, la, 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 nothing bad could ever happen. Nothing bad could ever happen. I'll always have the same job. No, sometimes we lose jobs. That's life. You know, sometimes we lose jobs and we move on to new things. And sometimes we never would have moved on to the bigger and better thing if we had been comfortable in our old job. So I believe that there are good things out there for you. I'm making an average of $40 an hour on OutSchool. Other teachers are making an average of $80 an hour. Other teachers are making up to $100 an hour on OutSchool. So that could be you. Maybe, VIP Kid, you are still in a difficult financial situation and maybe you'll have something better. I don't know. But the Bible says that God works all things together for good for those that love him and are called according to his purposes. So if you love the Lord, he's going to work even these rotten, difficult circumstances together for good. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.